doesn't always seem like wide receivers are the biggest divas.
Pants, the silks.
Nice job on the blitz, Mike. The overreactions, the looming questions out of the wild card weekend that was. Sully, are you prepared? You seem out of sorts.
No, I'm good. I'm good to go, my friend.
All right, what do you have?
Yes, this is wild card overreactions and the looming questions.
I just said that.
Got to start out with, of course, one of the stories of the weekend. The whole situation with Lamar Jackson and Joe Flacco. Did John Harbaugh make the right move rolling with Lamar Jackson?
Yeah. What is this, surprising to you? They faced one of the 3 or 4 best teams who were going to rebound. It's not Lamar Jackson's fault. He's a rookie. Rookies don't go in the playoffs and have a great time of it. Plus, the Chargers, and I'll get into it later, had a brilliant game plan. If they stuck with Flacco, they don't make the playoffs. Hell yeah, he did the right thing.
All right, number 2. Overreactions for wild card losers. Texans coach Bill O'Brien is now officially on the hot seat. Is that an overreaction or not?
No, I think he's been on the hot seat for 3 years. I mean, I just don't know what to do with him. Deshaun Watson was awful. I'm sorry, David. He was awful. As bad as the O-line was, Deshaun Watson was equally bad. And overall, look, why don't we call out J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney a little bit, okay? Where were they? The Colts blocked them up and locked them up. It's just not good enough. Your 3 biggest stars all played like ass. That's really that's what the Houston game was. Your quarterback, your defensive stars, they all played like ass. So, yeah, O'Brien's on a hot seat, but one thing's for sure, man, players play. And his top 3 players, well, actually, I shouldn't say that because Hop should be in there too, but 3 of his top 4 players didn't show up.
Okay, Brian Schottenheimer's run-heavy game plan cost the Seahawks their season.
Agree. Look, it's simple. I understand you want to run the ball. I understand you need to stay consistent running the football. But by the late third quarter when you'd seen it wasn't working, right? Hadn't worked, isn't working, and won't work. At what point do you just put the ball in the hands of your best player and go, look, Russ, we don't have a kicker. Janikowski got hurt, and we can't run it. You need to carry us. I thought the game plan was awful, to be quite frank with you. Because Wilson, when he was allowed to be himself, he looked awesome. And Baldwin and Lockett and the receivers were out there making some incredible catches. Wilson used his feet a little bit. I thought it was a terrible game plan. And I think it's where you let your pride get the best of you. You get stubborn, and you don't know when to push the button. I really think Seattle gave that football game away. Because their defense was outstanding up until the last drive. And part of that was they just got exposed for too long on the football field.
Double box.
All right, next one here. The Bears cannot win a Super Bowl with Mitch Trubisky as their quarterback. Is that an overreaction or not?
Clearly they can't do it right now. Yes, it's an overreaction.
Or a kicker.
Well, right, but I don't know what Trubisky will turn into. But if he is not exponentially better than he was yesterday, then it will be true. Look, the defense is going to regress, so the offense has to improve to counteract it. I thought Trubisky was terrible yesterday, and while he made a couple of excellent throws, I mean, the amount of times he was throwing into triple coverage or right to an Eagle defender. Trubisky easily could have walked away from that game with 4 interceptions. I thought he was dreadful yesterday.
Let me read you the verdict on here from Dan Graziano on ESPN. He said, overreaction, come on. The kid threw for 300 yards, didn't turn the ball over, and made a picture-perfect sideline throw to help get the team in position for a game-winning field goal.
Sure.
In the final minute.
But that's also not being fair and listing all the bad things he did. So, hey, here's the other thing to Graziano. If you want to make the case for a quarterback, it's a lot tougher when you produce 15 points on the day. Okay? Got to do better. Period.
All right, the next one, and this is a question for the wild card winners. We're into that category now. Question. Can the Colts defense do to Patrick Mahomes what it did to Deshaun Watson?
No, not exactly. Do I think
shut him down?
Yeah, but again, you're dealing with the worst offensive line in the league. You're dealing with a Houston team where the quarterback is nowhere near as good as Patrick Mahomes. So to say, oh, can they do exactly this? No. Can the Colts slow them down? Yes. I think the Colts go in with a real chance this weekend. And I think part of it's going to be the Colts running game and offensive line. But you're asking me about the Colts D. No, they're not going to pitch a shutout for 3 quarters. I mean, it's just a stupid question. Not by you. I'm saying by this publication.
I'm sorry you hate my questions. Gee,
I don't hate your question. You didn't do anything wrong. These aren't yours.
That was like almost, what was the one question months ago that you hated on the Blitz when I asked about the Carolina Panthers mental health department?
Yeah, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this?
All right, let me ask you this one. This is kind of a topic that you mention somewhat often on this show based on what you think of defense traveling. But the question is, can the Cowboys defense dominate on the road this weekend?
Yes, because everything the Rams want to do is dependent on play action pass. And in order to be effective doing that, you got to run the football. The Cowboys at defense looks like one of the top 3 units in football. They absolutely took away Seattle's ability to run the ball. And I think they will go into this game, and that's going to be the deal. Here's the other storyline. Todd Gurley may not be 100%. The Rams have not looked the same since Cooper Kupp got hurt. They have not looked the same the last month of the season. I think the Cowboys and that defense are very live going to L.A. Yes.
Speaking of home field advantages, what do you make of this? Do the Chargers own a road field advantage? Meaning they're deadly on the road. Their victory in Baltimore improved them to 8-1 this season in games in which they're the visiting team.
Yeah, I think
they're better on the road.
There's clearly something to it. Is that their home field stadium? They don't have a home field advantage. It's a rinky-dink little place. I think you develop a tough skin. You develop the ability to play on the road, play well. Look, they've gone to Kansas City and won. They've gone to Seattle and won. They beat Pittsburgh. They have gotten the job done, and that's why I believe they're going to go to New England and beat the Patriots. It's just part of it is, yeah, of course, I'm rooting for Phillip Rivers, but as a team, they're one of the most complete teams left, and they are used to going on the road, no excuses, and getting it done. So, yes, Mike, I think it's an advantage of sorts mentally for them.
A couple stats just to kind of supplement that point, too. So, Chargers 6-0. The last time they went to an East Coast had a 1 p.m. start. And West Coast teams that do that historically
Correct.
Terrible when they have a 1 p.m. start on the East Coast for your West Coast team. But they've won their last 6. Also, though, Phillip Rivers 0-7 in his career against Tom Brady.
Yeah, but we also have to look, okay, in how many of those games was Rivers favored, or was it within 3 points? Like the Chargers versus the Patriots organizationally, not great. Does Rivers need to get a W over Brady? Absolutely. And is 0-7 acceptable? Absolutely not. But that stat doesn't really impress me. I believe Rivers and the Chargers are going to go there, and they're going to beat Tom Brady. I believe it.
All right, last one, and I love this question. I love this topic. I love this discussion.
Would you like to answer the question?
Well, I'm sure I'll chime in.
Excellent.
But Nick Foles here.
I've had enough.
Nick Foles doing it yet again. No cute question, but what do you make of this? And should he just be the starter in Philly?
Oh, Jesus. So you're one of these truthers that wants to trade Carson Wentz?
I would. At some point, results have to matter. If you're Nick Foles and you keep going in, you keep just winning in the playoffs when it matters.
Right.
How can you just be benched? You have to roll with him at some point.
Because I've seen Jeff Hostetler before. I don't know, man. I can't do it, Mike. And I don't think they won that game because of him yesterday. They won a 16-15 football game. They won the game yesterday because of their defense. And Foles made a big play on 4th down, but, geez, man. They got a gift PI for 40. Foles himself put several passes in danger. I understand the run. I understand the fun of it, but no, I am not. And second of all, let's just end this here. No, I wouldn't pay Nick Foles to be my quarterback if I'm a team like Jacksonville. Absolutely not. I think it's a very specific system he's playing in. It's a very specific talent group, and it's been a finite run for him. Mike, no. Carson Wentz is my quarterback moving forward, not Nick Foles. And I got to be honest, I'm about ready for the Nick Foles thing to be done. I'm sick of hearing about it. I hope the Saints blow their doors off.
Winning results have to matter at some point.
Then
though.
you be the guy who trades Carson Wentz and keeps Nick Foles. You be the guy who does that. You tell Howie Roseman to put his whole career on the line for magical backup dude.
He just kills it when he comes in.
Did he really kill it?
What if he wins another Super Bowl?
Then that's a different argument. But he's not.
We'll see. Maybe we can revisit this.
They're dining on the bullet in Mercedes-Benz Stadium this weekend.
As long as the Eagles are in the playoffs, I'm revisiting this exact question every week in the Blitz.
Well, good. I'm glad you got it out of your system because it ends Sunday in the late window.